And the only one inside that Cypher has to play back, has to play for that retake. Is a 5v5 though, as a Spike is able to get planted. FaZe just immediately taking control.
And Smoke's down to try and deny for now. Maybe they out towards Arcade. A couple of kills back and forth thus far, but a good flash will stall this retake for just a moment as Rossi playing the flashes here on this one as the last one standing was poised. And unfortunately, FaZe just couldn't hang on to the site. Then G2 off to a great start.
And a quick 1-2 for that retake.
It's a discombobulated push onto the site, but they've got it for now as an aftershock. Looks to stop the plant. Supa will get that one down safely. But G2 again in the driver's seat here in the retake. No, Rossi going to turn the odds for just a second. We go back and forth, and Supa finds one with the incendiary. The long-range stinger from Penny. Can't quite collect the second. And somehow FaZe have managed to reel this one back into a 2v2. A player in Arcade, a player in Tower. Shazam going to go push aggressively, but that Bulldog, it's all bark, no bite, and FaZe have done it. They win.
I mean, the Neon as well, when you have that fast lane, it just makes that B entry so much quicker. We saw it from Optic a bunch of times last year, and we get to see it for FaZe once again, though. It's slowed down.
That hurts. Just getting spammed through the smoke. Rossi falls. That's one set of flashes down. Baby Bay down a tough spot. He's, well, actually in the worst spot on the map here. So much utility to be dumped out that way as the Neon continues to try and jiggle and bail himself out. Dapper will net his third on the round and poise once more, just like in the pistol, the last one standing. This one, however, a whole lot less doable. An Investor Flawless comes, aren't going to clear out the site as nobody was home, and G2 now have a few to their name to try and retake.
And G2 just playing so far back because they know there's going to be the Rolling Thunder available. You don't want to be caught in that. So they're going to play back. Once again, their retake workout before they can do it again. But the Showstopper 2 gets one.
Yep, it all does get one, but it's a 1-for-1 as Orbital Strike once more. Going to come through and slow down the retake here. A player still on site, however, and I don't know if Baby Bay's been noted just yet. Whippy crosses. Baby Bay now position known. But Whippy completely surrounded inside main. He's got a player standing basically on his head. And, well, that player on his head will sit him down. Whippy falls. Baby Bay collects another and to get rid of some of that Cypher utility, but the Trailblazer does that same job. So finds the first one, has not found the second one. However, Dapper in a lot of trouble. Tosses down the cage, pulls out the shorty, but stunned up, couldn't get a whole lot done. Meanwhile, Dicey falls on the opposite side of the map. It's a 1-for-1 trade out towards A, and a player dead for G2 out towards B, which put FaZe in a pretty good spot. And look at that plant, just a bit safer than the Aftershock would allow. Rolling Thunder on the opposite side, though. Shazam wants to go quick. Two players inside the tower, and the cross, it's just narrowly missed. And Oxy gonna try and run him down, but stunned up. Rossi says no. The cross from Arcade eventually is good and poised. Plays. I don't know if he spotted something that made him give up on that, or if he just whipped the jump. However, or either way, it's still tough for Oxy. Okay, that's tough as well. Dapper kind of getting his just desserts. We get another Orbital Strike. This one coming from Whippy, but it wasn't enough to stop the plant. So Spike's still down. FaZe still a player ahead, although the health isn't great on a few of them. And Baby Bay being one of them, he's still fragging out. 6 HP in a dream is the last one standing is Whippy. As the Incendiary has 2 smokes to play with, but a 1v4, the economy, it's not great. I would imagine wants to try and look to save, but Baby Bay on the hunt here. The rest of FaZe just behind him. A fault line at his feet. And Whippy, oh, unfortunately, there's just too much. FaZe doing everything they could, not only to way onto the site. Meanwhile, Dicey across the map, and the Spike is headed this way.
Dicey trying to find something here. Only finds a camera already spotted. The one player, as everybody else for FaZe, is able to make that rotation. The early aggression, though, in this 45 seconds was so good.
10 seconds left.
For G2 to be able to react in time, and Shazam gets 1 4v3. It's even once again.
Even once more as Dicey tosses out the hat. We'll get 2 pings of information. So for now, G2 have to stay put. I don't want to reveal where they're headed just yet. Fault line's out. Still a trap wire on the site, but it shouldn't get any value. Soup on the backstab just makes it so easy. The cross set up perfectly. And then swinging into 2 was Dapper. G2, sure, they took the time out. Nothing. A great start to the round.
Yeah, I mean, and you have an unusual theft. How much can you do with it after FaZe is able to position themselves so well, playing forward, pretty much denying the Cypher to get any value over and over again?
30 seconds left.
And that stings.
Yeah.
That could be the nail in the coffin on the round here. Penny falls. Now the sight hit out towards B, and I mean, just a spanner in the works. So much thrown into this round, making it crazy here for Whippy and Oxy. Well, now just Oxy to try and find the win. Spike still needs to be planted, however. 10 seconds left on the clock. I'm not too sure if Oxy knows this as he picks up a couple of kills for himself. Doesn't matter. Baby Bay in the back lines, 9-3 at the...
It looks so clean for it, and G2 hasn't been able to react.
No, and well, the quick play doesn't stop there. They wanted to go aggressive out towards Dish, and well, aggressive they go. Rossi here to pick up the pieces, but Whippy immediately steals that kill back. So uneven odds here as Dicey gonna try his hand. We'll find the first. 70 HP is not a whole lot here in a 1v2. Flashes out, and Whippy.
You know G2 is gonna try to contest early on.
I love the adaptation, right? Hey, if we don't have a Raze that can get up there, let me see if I can hop up with the Neon. He's not going to go for a second chance. Oxy going for his first on the site. We'll find that kill onto Dicey. Rossi's able to get one back, but G2 right here in the face and fighting forward as they end themselves a player ahead in a Spike Planet.
And it all happened so quickly, right? There was that position, that information immediately gets denied. Dicey the first one down. Now you have 3 players from the side of G2 position. Or at least a little bit of crossfire coming through. Superman, and you stand a chance here. Is a good idea here. With the wall as well coming through.
A really good idea. Cut off the vision for the players inside main. Tap onto the spike though. Fragment will delay. Flash up and over the top. Nobody really home to fight as Penny falls. Now somebody's got to get on that spike. Looking away from the flashes, Baby Bay. To try and take fights. Now with that round lost for G2, however, 2 rifles, 3 stingers, still a little bit one. And it's good for now. Everybody here for the defense, just about 4 players on this side of the map. And look at the kill feed. Whippy goes huge. Resurrection available for the robot. Shazam gonna hop onto it for just a second. Has to hop off, but it'll eventually fall. And Dapper can't quite reel in the spray from this stinger, so he swaps weapons. A Vandal now in hand with 7 rounds left in the magazine, and he is all on his lonesome. Seekers are out. Trailblazer as well, so some extra information as Dapper gets the reload. Dicey plays the high ground. G2 as they get the spike planted, but now the chase, we'll see how potent, and they're ready for the players now. Playing around the map. Oh, it's Oxy, the first to fall. I thought he'd get the jump on Baby Bay. Unfortunately, not the case. And now, how much is there to worry about, right? Who's coming from spawn? Who's coming from these other angles? Dicey is the player from spawn. Headshot there. Information and confirmation once more. Flash up. And this should be the round. We'll see if G2 is Dapper going to get spammed again. After shot behind. Out comes the orbital strike to try and delay. But unfortunately, doesn't think that's going to be enough. Spike's halfway. And we have gone the distance here on Fracture. 13-5 is where we've had, and the spike is planted.
It's gonna be pretty much the same scenario as we saw before. FaZe going for the utility, using that owl drone early on and getting that spike planted, playing for the post plant so well, though G2 was able to answer back in time. Oxy good for 2. It seems like G2, they're in control for this one on Icebox. Rossi, Superman, the only ones able to answer back.
Oh, Rossi just hoping and praying that.
And also having to play so far back, making sure that the K is not going to stop that utility from coming through. And playing down as well, Dapper takes on Superman.
Boy's going to get one back, though. The rifle to be picked up should they want it. Boys finds another. And the high tide makes this one a little bit harder to want to force through, right? You don't want to push through that. You're going to be slow. You don't know what's on the other side. Good backstab from Penny, however. The players through Snowman. No way. Baby Bay just walks through and takes the fight. As Rossi.
And he can do it, though.
Getting healed up here. When that Viper util was decayed for just a second. Baby Bay in a really rough spot in terms of HP. And that spike.
10 seconds left.
Not good. Rossi gonna pick that one up. No way. He sneaks away. Baby Bay with the high ground and closes out the round. Some ways
for this A.
Reckoning comes out via that ult orb. Dicey's will get that one online. Gonna try and force people out of the angles they want to try and fight it, but all you have to do is dance away from the ultimate. That's exactly what Penny does as he looks for more. He now finds himself the only player planted here on the A site. So he'll escape, look to evade for now. Dapper on the high ground. find the kill onto
10
Poise,
seconds
and
left.
Dapper also has the lockdown available here for the retake, but his teammates are starting to die behind him. Can they keep the lockdown protected? Out goes the Cascade. It'll cut off the sight lines, and look at the wrap as shots go through. The lockdown dealt with, and Baby Bay just in the back line. Whippy has nothing here to work with. As Rossi, Dan.
Their initial plan because of what G2 is bringing to them.
A recon bolt that landed inside Kitchen. It allowed Supa to sneak all the way up and collect this kill. Baby Bay's been dealt with, however. Oxy, the player you mentioned, found that kill. And, I mean, you're running out of time, FaZe. You got to get something done, and Rossi's got to be the guy to do it. He's got the spike in tow. 1 kill of the 3, but 2 stand, and it's an eBay thrifty.
Push to come through, expecting the last 30 seconds to be the moment where FaZe tries to do something new.
And it's actually Dapper who's doing something new. He was watching underneath Tube, playing with his util inside Kitchen. Dicey, however, going to decapitate the operator, but Dapper's making sure that this is their round. FaZe took the timeout, but G2 want to take round 7. Cove is up, but it's since been dealt with. Nanoswarm just on the other side is going to force the FaZe players deeper into the defender-sided spawn. We see Dicey take position out towards Snowman. Rossi still here on the site, and Dapper still having a heyday. Healthy as can be as Penny closes us out. It's a round win for G. Ask this question here in a second, because once more FaZe have crept their way up onto the A side, and Dapper in early lockdown. But you only have 30 seconds. You don't have a whole lot of time, and guess what? The operator's back. Nope, it was only momentarily. Unfortunately, no return on investment.
Oh.
From the resurrection there as they work their way back towards B with 18 seconds on the clock. Somebody's got to make a move. They got to pull the trigger, and it's Penny, the one to hold down Mouse 1.
To be honest, G2 looking so much more confident, really having that the game plan that goes from beginning to end for this route to work out. I mean, Oxy is just here by himself, and the operator's not going to get stopped anytime soon.
No, and they're just going to try and challenge it, putting their bodies on the line, and FaZe will be punished for it. Last round, it was stingers, it was sticks and stones. They had some slingshots, and they almost made it work. This time, they put rifles in their hands. I mean, Oxy's there. Oxy still sees everything. Can't use the utility, however. Now that Cascade will help cut off some of those sight lines. Baby Bay falls. I'm not sure how that happened, but Rez is there. Now the fight's taken forward. The wall is up, and the bodies are starting to drop, and they can just stick to the fuse. It doesn't matter. This one's over. G2 will find their 9th. Baby Bay will try and frag out. Yeah, Plant stalled for just a moment. Flash and Recon Bolt going to be used to try and keep the defense at bay. Baby Bay, the only one who has any semblance of high ground for now. Superman able to even the odds. Shazam, a beautiful flick to take down the robot. He'll head back to the factory as Shazam does it again. Dapper, I mean, he gets a kill off the site with the Nano Swarm. And there's just so much toss this way. Dicey not good enough in the 1v4 here in the...
Take any damage. Superman just a little bit. The shield gets broken.
Oh my goodness, okay, they wait behind the poison orb. Unfortunately, they're only good for one. The surprise play, well, it worked onto Penny, so they won't have the wall here, but other than that, maybe biting off a bit more than they could chew. Not expected to run into 5 out towards B. Long, pushing through though. Rossi and Baby Bay trying to bring matters into their own hands. Rossi, util available. Shock darts out, and the Swarm Grenade will force him all the way to the left, but the kills are still being traded. Dapper getting crazy through his Nano Swarm. It'll be allotted just enough time to get that spike planted. The turret gives away the info, and Dicey's there. The turret did it.
Watching this out of FaZe off guard in situations like this one where they're trying to escape, you're not watching your back, and that's when he's able to strike and take you down. So FaZe trying to fight back. It's a 3v4. G2, they would like to get away with this round. Superman.
I think they just might. I think they just might. Dicey left all on his lonesome. This time, though, it's not a 1v1. It's a 1v4. One falls. The next one up is going to be Shazam, and he'll hit this one out of the park. Glides away as he'll survive. And FaZe once more. 4 players to their name. Recon Bolt reveals 3 of 4. Rossi still playing up inside the nest. Oxy, good kill onto 1. Dapper gonna find the next, and I mean, this is all she wrote here. G2 just cutting them down as Rossi tried his darndest, but
Baby Bay has these flashes of going in and trying to frag out, but and nobody else was able to capitalize from those. So Oxy is just gonna go off for what could be that last round. Gets to right away. Baby Bay is down. Rossi is down. What can FaZe do anymore?
And that was so clean. Oxy stands, Oxy believers now have a map that they can look at and say, this guy really is him. He needs one more for the 4K. He'll be robbed of that, but Supa now needs to find the ace, and he's off to a good start here. Still healthy. Light shields, unfortunately, but 2 snake bites. An ultimate to play with as attackers turned defenders of G2. Now to play this one slow. Supa needs to push forward, but Whippy's on the back lines, and G2 will do it. Dryad, they best and one up quick onto the site. That's Baby Bay to take it, and once more G2 starts their defense. A bit slower, a bit more passive, and FaZe on their front foot once more. Baby Bay, though, deep inside the smoke. Oxy will eventually get punished as Penny gets one back. Smokes back sight and a flash just on the outside of it as a frenzy spam comes through and the bodies start to fall. They're falling in favor of G2. Now Supa has to try and hold on. He's got 1 smoke to play with, but 2 players to worry about. And he's only got a classic as Penny hops off the spike. The trust this round. Heaps of util still available to this FaZe squad as they look to lean out towards the A side. I say lean, but it's 4 players heavy. This teeter-totter is heavily leaned one way. Paranoia comes out. Fault line comes through. Nobody really stunned up, but Oxy trying to help his teammates that were stuck short, and he gets punished for it, but they're not expecting another one. Shazam's still here, and they'll now have to try and fight out of this corner. Good for 2 as Poise will eventually find the trade, and we land here in a 2v2. That spike to be planted. Dicey gives up his position. Dapper, however, has not. He's got a beautiful backstab, a bit more on it, and Whippy to deal with that one, so it will be forced off the line. Oxy, however,
30 seconds
gonna walk aggressively. This operator about to turn shotgun. We'll see if Poise wins out the duel. And shots through the wall. The first one lands to the head, the next one to the body. And as the smokes dissipate, it's Baby Bay, the next to fall. The spike has been planted, however. And FaZe now look to play defense as Dicey has 1 nanoswarm to work with. Paranoia goes out. It'll turn off the lights for 2. Shazam gonna return the favor with the flash, confirm some information, and Dapper's got himself 4 kills on the round. Eventually will be answered. But G2
squad, so just a little bit more of the same that they have to incorporate. And once again, the B hit.
Another B hit. Penny was trying to deny the plant. Unfortunately couldn't. Quick tap onto the spike will buy some of that utility out. Fault line gone. And the nano swarm dealt with. Flash into Bunny gets nothing. Rolling Thunder comes through and Baby Bay decapitates 1. It's his counterpart in Oxy. That's the operator down. FaZe still a player ahead. Only working with Stingers, though, and the penetration from the Vandal is just a bit better. The long-range battle goes the way of Poise. Baby Bay still cutting down the defense. And Penny just going to try and head for the hills, but Dicey runs him down, and FaZe now flashes off the table. I believe the Paranoia also used, so Supa won't have that. And Dapper once more. Arms wide open here. More players can fit on the door. Dapper, well, going to be the only one for now as Rose looks to hold down the site. Lower in HP. Defenders rotating. I mean, not a whole lot of commotion given what we see here in the X-ray. There's players on. The spike's getting planted and everything's been let go by the wayside as Rossi battles back for one of his own. Make it 2. And Shazam now with the operator has to try and find his way back into this round. A flash available in just a few seconds. Ahead spotted, but he was still jumping on the bar. Still stand, and they're looking to crunch here from mid and from the spawn. Shazam up close and personal. No util to work with, unfortunately. Oxy. I mean, this was the round, right? Stingers and Blades. This put FaZe on the board. We'll see if this will put G2 back in the win column as Baby Bay goes through the cloud burst with 30 HPs running right into the neon. Unfortunately, the no-scope doesn't land, and Shazam, who is hiding back sight in the spawn, to be careful on his way out.
It would have been cool to see the shock dart hitting at the same time as that lockdown, but not really the case. So Dapper still in that position towards heaven, having to play that 5v5. A little bit of damage already taken from G2 as he played those crossfires so perfectly. Penny good for 2 before getting taken down.
Last player standing.
And now down to the 1v1. Poise steps up on the other side of the wall. He'll find himself on the neon, right? Just using that high gear, walk your way into short, beat the operator on the angle. Now G2 want to fight back for this one. Look at that. The slide is good. The shot's even better. And Penny and Shazam not only pick up 2 kills, but they'll find themselves that operator. The neural theft comes out. Some extra information garnered. Player run down, that being poised. Dicey good to battle back out of this one is Shazam. Now the last one standing. We get a run back here. Initiator versus Initiator. This time it's Rossi on the side of FaZe. And that spike is not in his possession. Shazam walks on through. Deep into the spawn.
In the big round that we saw for FaZe on that B side was actually Baby having that ultimate to come through and able to deliver the skills. As I say that though, everybody is shot down by Whippy on C. Baby down as well. The last chance here keeps fading away one by one.
Only has 3 kills. You still have to give respect to that op.
Yeah.
But now that they have 4 ults, they finally get the confidence to say, hey, we can find ways to deal with this. That shot goes wide, a little bit of movement. Oxy getting some fancy feet here, but picks up the next one as well. And this is why you have to be afraid of this A side as a lockdown. Now in place, Oxy to back away from it all. But G2 in a great spot here in the last round of the half.
Gonna go for the last chance here. 2 players alive though for FaZe. Dicey poised. It's all in their hands and Oxy goes down. You had to wait for the lockdown though. And a Rolling Thunder will be coming through. They have to push.
They do, because there's players hot on their heels. Those players being Whippy. Poise trying to push his way into pin.
Potentially. With 2 players on the other side.
A very passive approach. Now they peek to try and find some damage. That's exactly what they'll find. Baby Bay, however, on the receiving end of quite a bit of that damage. We'll try again with the frenzy. Unfortunately, the shots just aren't landing. Whippy, I mean, just having a heyday from defense on C to now attacking on A. It's multi-kills for the Astra. And with the spike planted, another player to fall. FaZe still in an awkward spot. Rossi and Supa gonna try their hand at it, however, and Supa cuts down 3 and wins the round for FaZe. This Trailblazer should open it up, though. Stars come down. Trailblazer dealt with. Dicey, though, still the bait. No, it's Baby made the bait. Dicey now gonna swing. Beautiful paranoia. Catches 2 and a guiding light behind it. Shots through the box. Then, well, unfortunately, the uprights were split there, so Dicey only good for 1 of the 2. Now Whippy gonna try and pick up the pieces. Nice flash. Needs to try and back away, and Whippy's got himself the 1v1. Recon Bolt reveals.
I have the spike.
The Bulldog does have high enough penetration, but look at this, Dryad. The clock, it's not great. A Spectre across the site, and Rossi cuts him down.
But that was the plan, and they were gonna commit to this plan all the way until the end, especially when they keep playing this 5v5 and this full retake coming through.
And G2 just ready for it all. Player out towards grass to deal with Supa. Oxy now on the backstab. Spots 2. Takes down 1. There's a second. And everybody getting cut down. Rossi. It's a very, very tall hill to climb.
Then can you capitalize from each one of them in time? Make sure that Poise doesn't get taken down early. Or a pick that would be dangerous. Like this one, Dapper now a little bit more aggressive, gets 2 Baby Bay and Rossi down. And this is not something that they were expecting.
And what is that based? Okay, that got awkward. I think Penny spotted him. And okay, Dicey trying to help FaZe get back into this one. Matches the firepower of Dapper and finding 2. We'll take care of the Trailblazer. See if he's able to get out of this position. It's not the best one to be in. Stuck back sight. No smokes to get him out of here. The flashes, the fault line, the stuns. Poised is on the other side of the map, unfortunately. But Dicey still fragging out. This is what this guy is known for. Doesn't need the chamber only. He'll do it here on the Killjoy. With 4 kills on the round. Shazam
Able to get those duels.
Flash is available here for Shazam. Spike planted just outside default. Should be spotted if anybody walks up to it. Dicey on the swing. Dicey's gonna fall, and Shazam will do it. The eBay clutch. The headshot here for the Jet as he stays postured aggressively. And the 4 remaining for G2 are just on the other side. A barrel was spotted. The dash is online. A 2-player swing, and it's Oxy. They finally cut them down. Hunter's Fury comes through, and Rossi gonna have to give up on this one. Not before finding a kill, though. The relay bolt won't quite find the concussive they were hoping for, but the duelist here in full effect. And the zaps are online. 2 3v1s, essentially, for FaZe as they look to meet up inside garage. Oxy holds close on the angle, quickly deals a Supa, and now Dicey was so good in the last round, but he has to try and do it again, and he's got his knife out on the site. G2 do it. They go back from the depths after losing Fracture. and they take the series 2-1 over FaZe and will grab the top spot in Group